back in work when I'm done, so that's. Not to the office, but I gotta.
You gotta go home and do it?
Yeah.
No, I should do.
Me too. I was on trial.
Supposed to have one.
Yeah, I gotta catch up with the emails and
So
stuff.
I'm like, I've got like 2 practices going right now, it's crazy. It is supposed to get easier, that's what every. I think we're good.
You know?
I think we are good, so,
Yes.
what is today? It's the June 6th Eastern Board of Appeals. First hearing up, variance number 23-2, Jason Bourne, applicant is seeking relief from dimensional regulations to construct a single-family residence for property located at 253 Purchase Street. Mr. Call, would you like to read the
Certainly.
advertisement and any comments we have?
Eastern Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, June 6, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. Easton Town Hall, Colleen A. Corona Boardroom, 136 Elm Street, Easton, Massachusetts, on the following petition. Variance, Jason Bourne, for property located at 253 Purchase Street, Southeastern Mass, Assessors Map 46U, lots 11C, for a variance pursuant to Easton Code Book, Chapter 235, zoning 235-16 and Appendix B, to allow zoning relief to construct a single-family resident on a non-conforming lot. The agenda will be posted at least 48 hours in advance of the meeting. This notice is also available at masspublicnotices.org. The following boards responded: DPW, Historical Commission, Affordable Housing Trust, Police Department, and Environmental Planner, all not applicable. Planning and Zoning, recommended, and this is their comment on May 22nd, Planning and Zoning discussed a variance application for 253 Purchase Street and voted unanimously 3-0 to recommend the application. And that's all we got.
Great, so members sitting on this hearing, Mr. Berlin, Mr. McCall, Mr. Curran.
Happens to me all the time.
That's why he's leaving.
Yeah, exactly, and Mr. Cook,
Yeah.
and myself, so, sorry about that.
I was gonna see how long it was gonna take before someone saved it.
It didn't look like
I
you
wasn't,
needed the help.
We've all been there.
too often, unfortunately. Mr. Pruitt, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Not gonna keep you here that long. You probably all want to hear me speak for quite a while. I don't have all that much to say. Everybody pretty much knows Jason, right?
Yes.
And, Jason's been a fixture in town for almost as long as Ed. And his family's been wonderful to the town, benefactors, and just runs a quality business and a good person. He had the opportunity to has the opportunity to purchase this lot. The lot is non-conforming. It should have been 30,000 square feet, and it was carved out that way. But the Lombardi house is here, and they actually carved out a couple lots back in 1973. They sold one to his grandfather. Yes. And one was kept in the middle, and it had a restriction on it, we think, for Mrs. Lombardi to age and have some freedom around her. That time has passed, it passed by deed restriction, and it's free to be transferred at this point in time by his grandfather, now it's his uncle, who owns the house. And Jason would like to purchase it at this point and put up a house. We had some back and forth. I'll just tell you anecdotally, because it was Jason that actually had the conversation with the Lombardi family right up through today. And the Lombardi family requested respectfully that we just move the driveway to the other side of the home. And that was kind of back and forth. I don't know if you saw the iterations of the plans, but that landed today, being right across and bordering here, and then there was a tweak picked up by the crack staff here to do the driveway, to keep the driveways segregated from each other, so we don't have issues there. There's a 30-foot distance that's supposed to be between the two driveways. So we're able to, with the help of the engineer, conform that. And basically, that's how it's gonna land right now. So there's not a whole lot to discuss. It's perfectly conforming in that all of these other lots are 30,000. This is actually just short of that because the house that was built by his grandfather actually encroached on this particular property and shorted it by like 1,500 square feet. But as a result of that.
Was that intentional, Paul, or was it just a mistake?
I think from what we can tell, it was never intentional, it was just a mistake. So we're gonna do some landscaping. It's not gonna look any different than any other 30,000 square foot lot in the area. And we'll do some landscaping to make sure that has its same integrity. 1,500, 1,600 feet, I don't think it's gonna matter to most people anyway, if you're looking at it. But, Jason wants to be a good neighbor, wants to do what's right. And so that's basically the presentation. There's not a whole lot to this. So in that regard, I'm not gonna make any brilliant speeches because it ain't
I
brilliant.
was really looking forward to you going through every item of variance request.
Yeah, well, I can tap dance that, but I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah.
So anything you guys have, I'd be glad to answer.
Ryan?
I don't know, it's straightforward.
John?
Nope.
Okay.
I just have a procedural question.
Go right
Since
ahead.
this change of moving the driveway over occurred today and they'd already gone in front of the planning board, would they have to have somebody take a quick look at that before we, doesn't, think it matters?
I don't think it matters. I mean, planning board, I don't think, they voted to recommend it. They don't approve it necessarily, so.
They're like advisory.
It's an advisory
Okay.
opinion, yeah.
And I don't have.
I don't
any
think we have
questions.
jurisdiction over
Yeah.
any of it, but it's a great question. I wouldn't have thought of it.
Tim's a smart guy.
I guess so, he's the next chair.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Steve?
No questions, believe it or not.
Wow, he's tired.
Last year,
wait a minute.
last year, Steve, sure?
Yes. So if Paul Frew was sitting in my chair, what question would he ask?
When's dinner?
You good, Steve?
That was rhetorical, yes.
Yeah, I figured. I don't.
Okay.
You good? All right.
Make a move to close.
Motion to close made by Mr. Cook, seconded by
I'll second it.
Mr. Curran. All those in favor? 5-0. Somebody want to make a motion on the application?
Motion to approve.
I will second
Motion
it.
to approve. Motion to approve by Steve, seconded by Ryan. All those in favor? 5-0.
Thank you guys, I really appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Good
luck. See you on Saturday.
True. Coolest thing I've ever
Thanks for sending me
bought
out.
like 4 cars from you guys.
Steve, thank you. Take care.
Yeah, thank
See you
you.
later.
Take care.
Yes. That was 7 minutes too long. Steve.
Take care, Jason. Let's see, somebody wanna make a motion to approve the minutes from April 11th?
I'll move to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes made by Mr. Curran, seconded by
Get your name, there you go.
Mr. McCall. All those in favor?
Yes.
5-0 also.
You can't do reorganization yet until after July 1st, when new members are appointed. It's premature, I would say.
I don't know.
So who will serve as acting chair,
Well, the vice chair,
vice chair?
so one of two things happens, and I was thinking of this as I was driving over, either the vice chair is the acting chair for the July meeting until reorg takes place, or at the July meeting, the board votes a temporary chair for the day. In my mind, the vice chair, in the absence of a chair, runs the July meeting, at least until the elections take place.
Which you could actually do before the hearing itself.
Yeah,
Did you ever miss a meeting?
Did I ever miss? Yeah, I tried to say meetings. I did miss, there was one, I think, Zoom meeting I missed, or I had to recuse myself, I think was,
Yeah, that's, you're right. I can confirm that.
I don't think I ever missed a meeting as chair other than that. No, it's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just.
I missed
curious.
meetings or didn't come because I was an alternate, you know, before I was on the board.
Right.
But other than that, no, I can't remember what time. I mean, I don't have a problem with what Steve said, if that's, are you joining the board?
I'm trying to stay as an alternate if you guys will have me.
No, I don't think
Well, I don't get
that
a
one.
vote, but I'd vote for you.
Your vote don't
You don't
count.
wanna,
All I can say is basically what sounds like it's a rule,
did they ask you to be on the board?
not at this point. All I did was went to the website, no one made any specific request, it was a very generic email that if you.
Do we know if anyone else has applied? I assume
Suzanne, do you
Jeremy.
know?
I haven't heard it.
I know Jeremy expressed interest in being a regular member.
Big shoes to fill.
So if
I
this,
think you should too, if you
if
want to
this,
be on
if
the
there's
board.
I
two,
don't think my feet are that big.
No.
if there's two full-time vacancies and me and Mike and Jeremy applies for one, even if you stay as an alternate, you would be the fifth member would sit, because there wouldn't be any other alternates.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem actually being a member, I just think that I should
Yeah, they
allow someone else to.
may ask you, I mean, I don't know.
Typically, they usually defer to the alternate members, in
When I
in
applied
giving
online,
first
I
option.
specifically wrote alternate.
Okay,
Yeah,
so maybe
sure.
that's why, but
Didn't Jeremy say there was somebody else who was trying to get on the board?
I don't know.
Well, when I had to re-up, there was someone who had been on a board on the Cape as an attorney, practices conveyancing law, et cetera, so she was very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about her, I don't know who she is, and no one seemed to know if she was still around or not.
I believe the deadline's passed. I think it
No,
was
if
in
there's,
the-
if
If
there's.
there's an
Well,
opening.
if there's a vacancy,
vacancy,
it'll
then
stay open.
It's rolling, it's like rolling admissions.
Okay.
Yeah,
If there's a vacancy,
Because
it's
the
still
deadline
one
was
time.
May 30th, if I recall.
Yeah, well, theoretically, yeah, but if there's still a vacancy, they'll take it until they vote,
I see.
which is, I don't know when the next meeting is, they usually vote in the middle of June.
July 18th.
No, the next meeting on the
Oh, on the select,
select board.
next
Maybe next week.
week after next, huh? No,
It's probably Monday.
yeah, it could be.
It's too early to be posted, so I don't.
I've been asking, but I'll ask again, just.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Do they have anybody come in or just beside, just the alternates?
We don't know.
No one?
I haven't heard.
Haven't heard.
So I think that sounds right, Suzanne, given, you know, I think that the reorg would happen then on the July.
Sure,
I
okay.
don't think there's any need to, you know, now that we've gotten this one done, I'm technically still, you know, on the board until the end of the month, so.
As am I, until June 30th. Yeah.
So to the extent we need to finalize the decision, you know, I'm the person that would do that anyways, because I
And new
signed it as
applications are
chair, so, what's that?
New applications are coming.
Yeah, so if, you know, you need to put, anything out, then, yeah, I'm still here, so,
He's still the
Just
chair, yeah.
no,
The
just not
reorg,
here,
the
so.
reorg would probably be.
Even if you
item
voted
one.
on it, it doesn't take effect until the end of the month, so.
The reorg would be item number one on the agenda.
Good.
And
Yeah, you do
then, then whatever, you have at least one I saw,
So far.
probably is so far.
Okay,
Motion to adjourn, is that in order?
absolutely, motion to adjourn,
Second.
made by Steve, seconded by Ryan, all those in favor?
I'm not voting.
6-0.
I want to stay there. I'm gonna miss you guys.
Well, thank you guys, I appreciate all of you for serving and helping, and Suzanne, especially you, for putting up with my long gaps of non-communication. I'm around, so if anybody has any questions,
I've been an active member on this longer than you.
huh?
I've been an active member longer than you. When I came on, you were an alternate.
That's right, because they did,